Hello, Andrea here. Today I want to give you a quick tip on how to grab a block of text and basically split the text and arrange everything in a column, right? So I had someone ask me this morning, they say that they received a list of names, right? It's like a guest list for a party. And they received this really big block of text, which is bigger than this. This is just as an example, but and they wanted to take that instead of typing, they wanted to make a sort of like a checklist sort of thing, to keep the guest list, so they were making a tracker for their guest list, but they didn't want to take that whole block of text and have to type one by one, right? Because they could come in here and be like, okay, so this one is Adrian, this one's Felicia, this one's Marina, and they were going to track whatever they wanted to track on the following column. So they asked me if there was a quick way to just automate that, and yes, there is. There is, Google Sheets has a formula that it's called split, that literally does that. It takes the block of text and splits it. So for this case, we can see that the text that we want to split is separated by a comma, right? So it's Adrian, comma, Felicia, comma, Marina, comma. So we're going to tell Google Sheets that I want you to, every time it says a comma, I want it to remove the comma and just split that into another row. So we're going to use a equal, the formula is equal, and then it's a split. Open the parentheses, and then text. I'm going to select, I'm just going to reference this cell over here because that's where my text is. And then comma again. The delimiter, I have to tell Google that every time it says a comma, that's when it's going to break down, the text. So since the comma in this case is a text, it's going to have to be in between the quotation marks. And then comma again, and then this is, if you click this little arrow down, it will give you an example. And this one says the split by each, you just say whether or not to divide the text around each character contained in the delimiter. I'm just going to ignore that because it's optional. And the following one says remove empty text. And in this case, I want to remove, I have a space, right? So I have the name and then comma and then space. So I want to remove the extra space in there. So I'm just going to write true. So this says that my two options here is true or false. True if I want to ignore if I want to remove the empty text, and then false if I can ignore it. So I'm just going to go ahead and say true, and I'm going to close it. So now you can see that I have the name split, right? Felicia, Marina, Andrea, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want that to be split in a row. I want it to be split down in the column. So the only thing that I'm going to do here, I'm going to stack formulas. And I'm going to use a formula that's called transpose. Basically, we'll take the text that is in the row and it's going to transpose and make it into the column. So let's go back to the cell that I had my original formula on, and just going to click over here on the equal sign. So before telling Google that I want to split, I want to tell Google, I'm instructing it that I want it to be in a column, and for that I'm going to use a formula that's called transpose. So, and then I'm going to open this, and then it says instruction here is to choose the array or the range that you want to transpose, and it is going to be this one, which is this one, right? I already have a formula here to split, so I'm just going to transpose it. So this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to click here and then write transpose, open the parentheses, and then I have to close it, right? Every time you open a parenthesis, you got to close it. And that's it. And then hit enter. And then I have my names here. And let's say there was mornings in here, you can come over here and, you know, you can add more stuff. There, you can add that, and then it will continue to add down here in the column. Very cool, right? That's why I love Google Sheets. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. If you're working on something, you know, it can be your, you have a text box for your customer, you know, for your user to enter something in your spreadsheet, but you only have that one space, you don't have a column space, but you want to get that result and transpose it into a column. That's how you do it. Let me know if this was helpful, and if you have any more questions regarding anything Google Sheets, you don't have to private message me. You can just leave your message here in the group, and I will be happy to answer, make a video, or whatever is easier for you. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.